Thank you for watching this video. That's greatly appreciated. And also, hopefully, after watching this video, you will subscribe. I always appreciate when you subscribe so that we are encouraged to create more high quality videos. This video is a response to Rendier, who made a video called South Africa, the racist capital of the world. I have great respect for Rendier. He's my countryman. So we have a common motherland. We belong to the same country, common motherland, and it is a good thing for brothers to share ideas about the motherland. I made this video because I felt that the audience of Rendier were not well served when they didn't know the truth about the motherland. So here I am to share that with you. Now, it was not easy to make this video because Rendier's video, I watched it, he was haphazard, it was not well organized, so his thoughts were all over the place. So I had a hard time trying to, get the gist of what he was saying so that I can actually, make a response to that. So hopefully next time when Rendier makes a video, he should try to organize his thoughts so that, it's easier for us to respond to what he's saying. There's a couple of points that Rendier feels strong about, like affirmative action, blaming apartheid, being called racist for no reason. We also talk about building a bridge, which I thought was interesting. Name changes, who is Or Tambo, changing names instead of feeding the poor. According to you, maximum time for affirmative action should be 13 years. You never supported affirmative action, did you? I don't think so. If you never supported it, why then the sudden interest? What's interesting about it? Moreover, you say it does not affect it, so why bother? Racial oppression of African people started in 1652. That is 355 years of racial oppression in South Africa. If you convert that into hours, we are talking 3.1 million hours. That is a long time. The 13 years you are talking about is only 3% of the eternity of brutal oppression brought about by colonial conquest of the African people. If you have brain tumor, for example, you don't go shopping for the cheapest doctor, otherwise you will be retarded. You don't say, I only want to pay 3% of the cost and that should be enough. To put it another way, you don't take only 3% of the prescribed medicine and then fill the rest of the prescription with water because you're trying to go cheap. You will be retarded that way and become a vegetable. You don't want that. Even the girls won't find you attractive. You don't want that. Affirmative action is the prescription that is supposed to address the legacy of the brutal apartheid, which, by the way, you don't know what it feels like. Do you know what apartheid feels like? Do you know what apartheid feels like? I don't think so. You only know the good side of it. The white people in South Africa control more than 2/3 of the land, and that is because of apartheid. Apartheid laws took away the land from Africans and gave it to the white South Africans. In fact, the 1913 Natives Land Act transferred 87% of the land to the exclusive use of the white minority. Just to give you a specific example, there's a farm called Peniel in Northern Cape, and those people were violently evicted from their land, and they ended up staying in the shanties in the townships in Kimberley, one of the richest cities in South Africa, right? Because of apartheid. So you go there today, they are still in shanties. Why? Because of apartheid. Talk about blaming apartheid. 13 years we're talking about has not changed that. We are running a risk of becoming like Zimbabwe if the status quo remains the same. The quicker we solve this land issue, the faster we can solve problems of crime, poverty, unemployment, and God knows what else. Half of the African population work on the land, and yet 9 out of 10 are landless. On the other hand, a mere 2% of predominantly white South Africans control over 86% of the land. In other words, since the end of apartheid in 1994, only 1% of the land has been transferred. Right? I'm talking about the land of the country. But if we are talking about, let's say, the land of the farming land, is only 3.3% that has been transferred so far. So if you're going to transfer the land at a rate of 1% every 13 years, then just to reach half, let's say just to take half of what the white people own today, transfer to the black people, just half, only half, we're not taking everything, just half of it, at the rate of 1% every 13 years, will take 650 years. That sucks. That really sucks.